Idaho's quadruple murder suspect will be headed back to the state to face his charges. Bryan Kohberger is his name. He didn't fight extradition in a Pennsylvania courtroom earlier. He's a criminology grad student. He's accused of stabbing 4 University of Idaho students to death. He appeared to have mouthed "I love you" at one point to his family. Weeks before he was arrested, he was stopped twice by police on a long drive cross-country with his father. They didn't know at the time he was a suspect. They didn't know yet to be on the lookout for a white Hyundai Elantra. We now have body cam footage of one of those traffic stops on December 15th in Indiana.
I stopped you when you were driving by me there. You were a little too close to the back of that semi. You in the back of this trailer.
That was more than a month after the murders. It was hard to hear. The officer told the suspect he was pulled over for driving too close to a truck. Jean Cazares is outside the courthouse where Kohberger appeared today, joins us now. So what is the latest tonight following his appearance in court?
Well, he signed the papers, the extradition papers in court, and so then the judge declared that he would be extradited to Idaho. But that is the last we've heard. No one will confirm if he is still in Pennsylvania, if he is in flight at all, if he is remaining here for the next few days. No one is confirming that. So we'll just have to wait because there are safety concerns, and they have publicly told us on the record that they just don't want that released at this point because of all of those potential issues.
You were sitting right behind his family in the courtroom, I understand. What was their reaction?
Very emotional, stunned. They walked in. His mother was just distraught. She was sitting there, and when he walked in, he looked at his family, but he looked directly at his father, and he acknowledged him seriously, but his head was acknowledging him. He sat with his public defender, the chief public defender, turned around a second time, beeline for his father, looked at him, and then the third time he looked and turned around, he scanned his family and just sort of had a very faint smile. But when the proceedings started, the president judge really started to question him. Is this voluntary? Have you been forced? Have you been coerced? She really wanted to make sure it was freely and voluntarily because he has rights in Pennsylvania and he can assert those. But he said it was, and she said, then you will be returned to Idaho to face homicide charges for murder. His mother then just sort of fell into the shoulder of her daughter. You couldn't hear her, but she was crying so hard. The court brings over Kleenex because at this point the whole family is very emotional, and the whole family, they're taking the Kleenex. But after that, then he signed the extradition papers, and then it was almost official. But one thing that the defense attorney wanted to put on the record, which was very interesting, that the chief public defender of a county in Idaho had filed under seal a motion in Idaho that his 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendment should be preserved. He should not be interrogated. He should not be searched. There should not be seizure to protect him. And he was making the court aware of this, especially for that journey from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania back to Idaho.
Jean Cazares, appreciate it. Thank you.